Well, is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. All right. That's Jim Morrison, The Doors. Anyway, good morning, Morning Stars. Good morning, Zoomers up there. I'm Mike. I'll be your facilitator today. So, say again?
I said, hi, Zoomers.
How many we got? Wow, we got a dozen. And the speaker there as well. Well, I'm going to say a little bit of something about Stoicism this morning. So I've been subscribing to The Daily Stoic. It's a fellow named Ryan Holiday, and he writes books on Stoicism. And he's trying to bring back, Stoicism, I guess, to all of us, since it was practiced during the Roman times, etc., probably even before that. But he had a really good one a couple of months ago, and I almost read it before, and so I just kind of saved it. It's like, I better say it now, or it's going to be passé. So this is by Ryan Holiday. We tell ourselves we're accumulating it all for a reason. We're playing the long game. We're building up allies. We are developing a reputation. We're gaining influence, getting people in our debt. We are acquiring freedom, financial and otherwise. We tell ourselves that this is all for the future, that someday, in some big moment of significance, we'll use it to make a big bet on an idea, to be independent, to make a hard but expensive or a hard but scary decision. But will we? Think of Cicero and Seneca. They accumulated so much political power, they piled up wealth, they had enormous audiences and impressive reputations, yet in the moments of great flux and difficulty for their country, when public opinion was perhaps up for grabs, Cicero and Seneca did not do enough. They largely kept silent. They accommodate when they should have resisted or agitated. Think of Columbia University. This is a school with a $14 billion endowment, but when threatened by a hostile presidential administration, they folded their academic independence over the potential loss of $400 million federal contract. Even though spread out over many years, it represented a small fraction of their annual budget and a tinier one of their reserves. What was the point of their power? What was the point of their influence? Why accumulate an enormous financial war chest if you don't even use it? How can they expect their students to make hard ethical decisions if they're not modeling it when it comes to the most basic functions of a university? We lie to ourselves. We say courage will come later. Right now, we just have to be practical. Right now, we have to play for the future. We'll speak out when we're more secure, when our platform is bigger. We'll make that move when we're in a better position. But do you know what happens when that inevitable future arrives? We tell ourselves the same thing, and we make the same excuses. The right thing is not something we should plan on doing someday. We have to do it right now. While we have the chance, while the resources we have today. It would be wonderful to live in a time where people got along. It'd be better if the economy was roaring. It'd be nice if the political landscape wasn't dominated by grifters and demagogues. And of course, who doesn't wish that our parents had taken better care of the environment, had protected our institutions better, and invested more for the future? But they didn't, and here we are. People don't get along. The world is scary. Stuff is falling apart. Traditions are crumbling. Exactly as it was when Marcus Aurelius was alive, when Seneca was living, when Zeno walked the earth. These ancient Stoics didn't live in some golden age. They lived in the present, their present, a flawed and frustrating, sometimes even scary present. We don't control when we were born or what's happened before our time, the Stoics would say. So complaining about it, lamenting it, calling it mean names, what does it do? It does nothing. All we can focus on is how we respond. All we can focus on is who we are in the moment we are in. The good news about these terrible times is that they present us quite the opportunity. They present us the chance to be decent and heroic. They give us a chance to be brave and do better. They'll require us to endure and find the good in the little things. They'll ask us to accept and forgive. It's not where we chose to be, but it's where we are. So let's deal with it. And that's the view of a Stoic. So if you would, join me in our vision statement on the front of the songbook, and then we'll do our sing-along. Our Sunday gathering is designed to provide a weekly encouragement to individually manifest our highest good and purpose in our lives. Inner direction is the key. We reinforce positive directions for our lives and the infinite potential within us. We seek connections to create an open atmosphere of acceptance of all backgrounds, races, and lifestyles. We come together in the spirit of inclusiveness, embracing all spiritual paths, honoring God in an atmosphere of unconditional love. And if you would stand, and our song today is Get Together on page 10, and then we'll do our meet and greet.
Sorry.
Take a seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you still there? What does that say? Are you still there? We're still here. Okay, a couple of you folks asked about that reading this morning. Once again, it's called The Daily Stoic, and the fellow's name is Ryan Holiday. So I was a little afraid it might come off political, but everyone seemed to be, thought it was okay. That wasn't the purpose. Well, the band's going to play us a special song right now while we kind of start to chill, then we'll do our chant after the song.
Just off by one. Because I don't much better. Close. I was so We are living the great big river. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection be my crime. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living the great big river. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, finding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I am preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living the great big river. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never knew that they were there. We can balance on the brink of wisdom, never recognizing we were right. Loving spirits will live forever. We're
You band, man. Frank Jeffrey, Daryl, and Ken, you guys. Awesome.
Rock!
Is that a Daryl song or a?
No,
Okay.
Pat Humphries.
Pat Humphries. I don't know who that is. Is he with the Grateful Dead or something? No, not anymore. Okay, well, everybody kind of start chilling out. We're going to do the chant. Now, a little different this morning. The speaker is going to do the meditation as part of her presentation. So we'll do our chant. I'll pop back up here and introduce the speaker. The chant this morning is May the Longtime Sun on page 60. So just relax. I'll get the lights here. All right, so our speaker today is Dr. Sarah Jefferis. Her title is Rebuilding the Hope Muscle, Breath by Breath, Line by Line. And let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Jefferis. She's a published poet, a senior lecturer at Cornell's Dyson School of Business, where she teaches rhetorical writing that explores the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. How interesting. She is also the CEO and intuitive writing coach of her own writing consulting business called Write.Now. That's WRITE.now. Let's see, she has done TEDX talks, and in this talk today, she is going to show how yoga, meditation, and poetry have crafted her story of resilience. She's going to share how writing prompts and gentle yoga movements of stretching fascia have helped her release the decades of church hurt and sexual assault, as well as the intense shame of coming from economic and food instability. We will be invited to use a reflective journal writing prompts to rebuild the muscle of hope, that thing with feathers, as Dickinson reminds us, a muscle that we all need in these wild, beautiful, horrendous times. So, Dr. Jefferis, welcome to Morning Star, and I'll let you take it away.
Good morning, Morning Star. Thank you all so much for having me here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, welcome. I'm so happy to be here. We're gonna start with a little bit of a prayer and then a meditation. And in the prayer, I will always invite you to have a soft gaze, or if it feels open or of interest to you, to close your eyes. But if closing your eyes is not of interest, please do not worry. First, I'm going to ask you to feel comfortable in your seat, whether you're at home or in the beautiful center in Oklahoma. I'm coming into you from Ithaca, New York. So first, just make sure your hips aren't too far to the right or too far to the left, that you're not leaning way forward or far back, and that both feet are planted on this ground. I'd like to acknowledge the fact that all of you got here this morning and that you arrived, you made the choice to come, you set up. Thank you for the beautiful band. You made it through, I've never been in Oklahoma, but I imagine y'all sometimes have traffic, and you made the decision and the commitment to come and find the divine, to come and find yourself, to come and find community. And for that, I honor you. So here is the prayer. It was written by a friend of mine named Tosha Silver. I invite you to just sit with your hands open, eyes softly gazed, and then we'll do the meditation. Divine Beloved, allow me to give with complete ease and abundance, knowing that you are the unlimited source of all. Let me be an easy, open conduit for your prosperity. Let me trust that all my own needs are met in amazing ways, and that it's safe to give freely as my heart guides, and equally let me feel wildly open to receiving. May I know my own value, beauty, and worthiness without question. Let me allow others the supreme pleasure of giving to me. May I feel worthy to receive in every possible way. Change me into one who can fully love, forgive, and accept myself, so that I may carry your light without restriction. Let everything that needs to go, go. Let everything that needs to come, come. I am utterly your own. You are me. I am you. We are one. All is well. All is well. All is well. Amen. So we're going to start here with the meditation. I'm going to ask you first to put your hands, I'm in my study in upstate New York, so you guys are going to see me get up and get down. If you can't hear me at any point, please let me know. I'm going to ask you first to put your hands right here on your belly. Yes? And just inhale, filling your belly. We're going to do 5 slow breaths. For those of us who have sometimes had a relationship that's not so loving, kind to our belly, I invite you this morning to try on something new. So inhale, filling the belly and the diaphragm, feeling the belly press against the hands. Exhale, feeling the belly come in and a little bit of space between your hand and the belly. Inhale, press, fill the belly, the diaphragm. Exhale, coming back. Inhale and exhale, slowing down, arriving here in this meditation. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. I'm going to ask you to move your hands from your belly up to your heart. Again, feeling free to gently close the eyes if that feels available to you, or to keep them open at a soft gaze. With your hand on your heart, I invite you to give thanks. Thanks for this soul's hammock. Thanks for this electrical plumbing machine that lived once in your mother's body, that was formed in her womb. Thanks for this organ that has carried you through this day and this decade, and all the decades before, and all the decades to come. Thanks for this beating organ, this pulsing vibration of love that brought you here, wherever your here is, in New York or Oklahoma or Carolina. This pulsing vibration of love that connects you to Source. Cultivating for yourself this loving kindness. Perhaps repeating in your mind, may I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be loved, may I be at peace. May I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be loved, may I be at peace. Now I invite you just in your mind's eye to cultivate the vision of a loved one. Do you see them? And perhaps sending them love. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be loved. May you be at peace. Still breathing, always coming back to the breath itself, the house of hope. Now in your mind's eye, cultivating loving kindness for a stranger. May you be safe. Do you see that stranger, someone you passed by? May you be healthy. May you be loved. May you be at peace. Inhaling and exhaling here. Now in your mind's eye, I'd like you to shift your focus to someone who gets on your nerves, someone who really just ruffles your feathers, someone who in the relationship is frustrating, someone who is teaching you a lesson, acting as a mirror. I'd like you to bring that person to mind, a difficult person you might call them, in your heart. Perhaps the person exactly the one the divine has brought for you. See them in your mind's eye, notice their expressions with compassion, and offer them loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be loved. May you be at peace. Inhaling and exhaling here. After blessing the difficult ones, the mirror ones, extending feelings of kinship and friendship and compassion to all the individuals and forms of life that cross your path, to your community sitting next to you, to your community online, to the community in the state, to the community in the country, to the community in the world. To the wind above, to the earth below, to the wind to the east, to the wind to the west, to all creatures. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful meditation. And now we're going to get started. At the end, I am free to answer any questions. And also near the end, I will invite you, if you have pen or paper, to take it out or to take out your phone. because I'm a poet and a writer, and we're all going to write ourselves back home together. We're all going to write ourselves back together. You won't have to share the writing. It'll be between you and the page, or you and the divine. I just want to check in to make sure everyone can hear me and see me, and it's all good. Yes, thumbs up. Yes. Yes. Okay, beautiful. All right. Thoreau said, though I do not believe that a plant will spring up where no seed has been, I have great faith in a seed. Convince me that you have a seed, and I am prepared to expect wonders. Convince me that you have a seed, and I am prepared to expect wonders. Wonders. So I sit before you as someone who has a PhD, first in her family to go to school, first in her family to go to graduate school, someone who is blown away that she's done a TEDx talk, someone who is super excited that her third book of poetry is coming out in 2026. But, it was not always that way. I did not always sit in a house in upstate New York with books behind me, with sugar cubes from a conference at Lisa Nichols, with a plant, with snow in front of me. It's cold up here. You see, I grew up hungry, always wanting, always wondering who might feed me next. Never quite sure what the next meal would cost me, even before I opened my mouth, before I said yes, please, thank you. Let me take you back to where I grew up, colonial Williamsburg, Virginia, a place many of you may have gone on a field trip. And it was 1989 when I would crease myself in a dogwood tree and I would watch the tourists. Maybe some of them were you, who didn't find it crazy to pretend that it was 1775. When I knew for sure it was 1989. They wandered down Duke of Gloucester Street, stepping over circles of horse poop, and in and out of a candy shop, in and out of the hat shop, in and out of the place where they made weapons, in and out of the basket shop, all pretending around this vision of America. And they would go into this cheese shop and put piles and piles of stinky cheese on house dressing, on bread that I had never heard of or seen. And when I was not hiding up in that tree, I hid really, really small in a closet at 707 Monumental Street, a small, tiny house that my mama rented with a man she barely spoke to. They slept in 2 separate rooms and surely never touched. An imitation of a stepfather who would stare at me for years. The house with dirty flying roaches, the house where the lights would sometimes be on and sometimes not. But there were always books, books on the floor, books on the shelves, books on the cabinet, books in the fridge, books in the broken recliner. The fridge, well, the fridge had iceberg lettuce, sometimes, and Tupperware containers of food that I would bring home from church. You see, I loved church because I got fed. But I had books, even if I only had lettuce. And I had Emily Dickinson and Du Bois by the time I was 10. Books saved me from everything in that house and everything down the street. When I was a child, reading saved me. Reading was hope. Anne Lamott says sometimes hope is a radical act. Sometimes hope, a quietly merciful response. Sometimes a second wind, or just an increased awareness of beauty. When I was a child, books saved me. When I was a grown woman, writing saved me. And the voice that I learned to write with was louder than anyone that came out of that voice. And that voice was more than just hungry. That voice was hopeful. We can't heal from what we don't speak, but many of us don't want to speak or even attach to a thing called hopeful. Many of us don't want to speak or can't imagine speaking. And writing for me as a child was a house of hope. Writing allowed me a place to tell a different story, to be the hero in the story, a place to bring the writer from my heart onto the page. You see, writing is the pathway to hope for me. It creates agency, moving me towards healing. And in a little bit, we're going to do a writing exercise that I hope may offer you a little more healing. A sentence is a doorway, and writing that sentence might make us brave enough to put our hand on the doorknob and open it up to see what this wind, what this increased awareness of beauty, what this divine spirit called hope might offer us. But remember, it was not always that way for me. By 17, I knew how to slide open a window without making a sound. I knew how to run from Williamsburg to DC. Grace of God kept me alive and not pregnant. I knew the right skirt and the right angle to sort of tilt my hip. I knew the right corner of Richmond Road to hitchhike. I knew how to avoid the Ford trucks that always stopped and the Camaros that rarely did. I knew the 7 sacraments. I knew the priest who preferred me. I knew the Archangel Michael. I knew the right wig to wear in the right hotel to pass as a tourist in a town where everyone was in drag. I knew the back of a movie theater. I knew how to spend an entire rainy day watching Shawshank Redemption for free. I knew it was queer before I knew the word queer. I knew at 17 how to kiss a stranger long and hard for money, for food, because my mama's check from the gas station never lasted and hunger was familiar. What I didn't know was how to hide cash. I didn't know how to grow money. I didn't know how to attach to a thing called hope or to believe that it could hold me. I didn't know how to hide from a stepfather who took pictures of me against a tree on the parkway, who always told me to smile. I didn't know how he rocked those pictures in Developer and halted them with stop bath, only to clothespin image after image after image of me across the wall for all to see. I know that sounds wild. I know that sounds traumatic. And you might even be asking, where in all of that was hope? And even then, it was there. Even then, hope was present. I tell you those stories not to traumatize you. I tell you those stories because I think it is important to remember where we come from. Those memories are not my only identity. They are not my only story. And I do not carry them into the sun every year, one more year. But I was only able to heal from that small house with my half-blind mama in Virginia, heal from being groomed by an Episcopal priest from the age of 14 to 21 a man who said every Sunday he was saving me. Heal enough to sit in front of you now by writing, because my writing self was the seed inside of me. My writing self was both the seed and the tree. And your writing self is your future self waiting for you to come into the hands, the heart, the love of hope. Your writing self knows more about you than you do, because I believe the writing self is connected to the divine. My writing self, as Liz Gilbert would say, had a genius to guide her. I would argue that that genius might be hope. You too have a little bit of hope, even if it is the size of a part of a seed inside of you. And so I invite you in this moment to remember that even Bell Hooks said, the function of art is to do more than to tell it like it is to imagine what is possible. I invite you to write what is possible, and we're going to actually do that in a love letter. So here in this moment, my dear friends, is where I invite you to get out your phones or your paper and pencil. And we're going to start here with a letter. But before we do that, I want to tell you one other beautiful thing. And that is this. Hope for me is not just in the seed of the tree outside my house in New York. Hope is also in the Psalms. And so I wrote the Psalms as a kid when I was little. I wrote and wrote them down because I thought maybe in the Psalm, in a poem, there might be hope. One that was really particular to me was this one, 86. Hear me, Lord, and answer me. Y'all can tell that my father is Jewish. My mother was Christian. I speak to the divine with hands open and eyes above, saying, hear me, Lord, and answer me, for I am poor and needy. Guard my life, for I am faithful to you. Save your servant who trusts in you. You are my God. Have mercy on me, Lord, for I call on you all day long. Bring joy to your servant, Lord, for I put my trust in you. You, Lord, are forgiving and good, abounding in love to all who call to you. Hear my prayer, Lord. Listen to my cry for mercy. When I am in distress, I call to you because you answer me. I wrote that psalm and I read it and I wrote it down and I read it again because the Psalms were love letters to God. And I'm a poet. I love love. I love love letters, the old kinds that are on stationery that you fold up and put in an envelope and put a stamp on at the post office, not just the email love letters. Those are lovely too, but the actual love letters. I also read Psalm 87 and began to understand that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. And even in all of that, I still felt loss and I felt grief. And I felt as a solo mama who's been a widow for 8 years that I have mouths to feed, one in the city at college and one behind that door upstairs, a teenager. And I don't know about y'all, but if you've ever raised teenagers, they bring us to question this idea of hope. And they call me to write and write and write so that I can begin to dialogue and connect with them. Rumi says, y'all had Rumi last week, I remember. Rumi says, when we feel most at loss, and now in these wild times, there is a lot of loss, LOSS. We don't always have to be lost, L-O-S-T, in this whirlwind of loss. And Rumi says, when we feel most at a loss, a stretcher of grace will appear. I love this. A stretcher of grace. What's another word for hope? And I don't know about you, but I imagine a lot of you right now would love a stretcher of grace. And I imagine a lot of you have been a stretcher of grace for your children, for your parents, for your aunties, for your cousins, for your neighbors, for your friends. I could not find that stretcher of grace back in the closet where I was hiding or in that tree. I could not find the stretcher of grace in the Episcopal Church where the priest kept trying to groom me. I could not find it until I found the Psalms and Emily Dickinson and the poems and the libraries. I found the stretcher of grace, hope, when I got quiet. Rumi says again, the quieter we are, the louder we can hear. I found the stretcher of grace in yoga, in breath, and in love letters. So now we're going to write the letter. Okay, so I'm going to ask you all just for about 30 seconds, a minute. I get very excited if you can't tell. So I think I have a few more minutes left about writing a love letter. You can do it on your phone or you can do it on pen and paper. And here's the fun thing about this love letter. It's a practice from Elizabeth Gilbert. And I want you to imagine, just for a second, eyes closed or eyes at a soft gaze, what love would tell you right now. And the letter you are writing as if you were in the voice of love or hope to you. For example, dear Sarah, I love you. I forgive you for making mistakes. I am your stretcher of grace. I'm so grateful you were brave enough to say yes to Amy to do this talk here. Dear Sarah, you have so many years to come. Do not think this is the end of your story. Dear Amy, how powerful and strong you are every day when you say yes to yourself. Dear rock star, dear friend, you are immensely loved in the body you are in. May you bring so much humor and love. Dear Monique, how brilliant you are, how far you have come. How much love I have for you, how grateful your students are to have you. So just for a moment, imagine the thing you need love to say to you right now. I'll give you all 30 seconds, a minute or two. I need to check the time. You can write it on your phones or paper and pencil. As we come back in closing, I would like to offer you 3 things. 1, we do not have to believe in hope for hope to exist. Whether it is a stretcher of grace, the divine, Yahweh, Jesus, God, Buddha, it exists without our belief. I said 3 things, but it might be 4. 2, Tara Brock, I invite you to read her. She speaks deliciously about this thing called holy hope. She says it is our aspiration towards our highest potential, our trust that it is possible, and our energy to engage, to support, to move towards action. So the holy hope from Tara Brock is the aspiration or the vision. What do I long for? The trust that what I long for is possible, and the energy and the action towards it. Rebecca Solnit says, hope is not a lottery ticket you can sit on the sofa and clutch feeling lucky. It is an axe you break down doors with in an emergency situation. Hope should shove you out the door because it will take everything you have to steer the future away from this endless war, from the annihilation of Earth's treasures, from the grinding down of the poor and marginal. To hope is to give yourself a future, and that commitment to the future is what makes this present inhabitable. And finally, one of my own poems from the very end of my book, it's called What If, which to me is the question of hope. What if this is a love-in and not a lockdown? What if the restlessness is a teacher on how to rest? What if fear and faith are the same thing, belief in the unseen? What if the unseen is a good place? What if the seen is not? What if place is only 5 letters and not a bucket of your self-worth? What if I didn't have to build and build and build and build and rebuild this thing called home and believe in one within? What if nervousness becomes a lighter nerve? What if love is the only question and the only answer? Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Jefferis, on the lesson of hope and love. That was powerful. Absolutely. Okay. Wow. Well, offering announcement and prayer. Here we go. So if Dr. Jefferis's talk resonated with you, please consider chipping in when the baskets are passed. And volunteers are always appreciated as well. There's a new sign-up sheet out there for December setup and takedown crew. And also, let's get this started before we do the passing of the baskets. So next week is our pre-Thanksgiving potluck. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this around. Mary Brule has agreed to do the turkey again. So if you have some side dishes, meat, veggie, or dessert, please, and I'll put the clipboard with it. Please sign up. I'm just going to start it on one side. So in the meantime, please join me for our offering prayer on the back of your songbook. And we'll get it up on the screen. And here we go. Recognizing God as the source of my supply, I joyously give of God's abundance, which is blessed and multiplied through me, and so it is. Nice singing, Jeffrey. Thank you. Awesome Morningstar Band again. Thank you to setup crew, takedown crew, which is usually different. Thanks to Remy, Tech, the board, financial team, everybody that puts this, keeps this place glued together. So, and you all too, and the Zoomers. Okay, announcements. So I announced the potluck next week. Don't miss that. Do we have any other announcements? Hearing none?
I'll make one.
Okay.
Just in case anyone's interested.
Oh, here, hang on.
Just in case anyone's interested, from about 11 till 2, I believe that's about right, for $18, you can come to St. Joseph's and have Thanksgiving dinner. People come from all over the community, so you might see friends you haven't seen in a long time.
Today?
Today, yeah.
What time?
I think it's from 11 to 2.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Good deal. Oh, one thing, Dr. Jefferis, I did want to ask, do you have a website or a source where you have your books or advertise your wares? Is she on? Yeah.
I do. It's at the moment it's www.sarahjefferis.com. It is it's a little under construction, meaning that the new links are being put on there, but you can find most of my books at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. My third book is called Lucky to Have You, and there'll be a link for that out in January. My email is sarah@sarahjefferis.com, and I'm more than happy to talk to anyone about writing, poetry, yoga, breath, hope, Rumi, whatever you would like to talk about. I'm happy to do discovery calls. I'm happy to chat. I have yet to make my way ever to Oklahoma, but I have a feeling that Amy and I are going to connect very soon in person.
Hey, well, we'll roll out the red carpet for you.
Thank you. I was going to come this time, but the weather up here is very snowy, and flights out of New York right now are very bumpy. So,
We had a question. What's on your earrings? I know what's on her earrings.
oh, Frida Kahlo. She's my favorite Mexican painter.
Yay!
And my baby's name is Frida. So she's a powerful woman writer.
Right on. Well, thank you again, Sarah, for the talk on hope and love. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's about it. There is a sign-up sheet for name badges and etc. I'll move the potluck list out there too. You can sign up while we're exiting. And I think that's it. Is that it? Did I forget anything? Okay. The prayer for protection is next on the back of your songbooks, and then we will circle up for the peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is. All right. Thank you all for coming. See you next week. Oh, I didn't announce. Next week's the potluck, but it's going to be hang on. See, you guys let me forget that. Kidding. Let me just say it real quick. Pre-Thanksgiving group interactive. We're going to split into clusters for spiritual speed networking, designed to foster meaningful sharing between community members. Dr. Brene Brown defines connection as the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued. And Tara Brach said, the spiritual path is not a solo endeavor. In fact, the very notion of a self who is trying to free her or himself is a delusion. We are in it together, and the company of spiritual friends helps us realize our interconnectedness. What has made you feel most thankful on your spiritual path? Think about this. I guess this is your homework. We invite you to share your spiritual gems with others during the networking session designed to build goodwill and lasting friendships. Immediately following the service will be a harvest season potluck dinner. Please bring your favorite healthful dish to share with even more opportunities for discussion. Okay, now, hit band. Thank you.